I'm gonna make this real short and sweet. As you can see, it's pretty chilly, 28 degrees. November 15th, Friday. It's about 6 o'clock. The sun comes up in about an hour and a half. I think 7:23, I believe, is sunrise. So Matt and I are set up in the same set we've been hunting, overlooking this hardwoods bottom on this ridge top. And then I walk down about 50 yards to this pin oak where we see a bunch of travel coming out of that draw. I put the hawks from my buck over there, along with a bunch of Tank 69, all in that area. So we've got the stage set. Now we just need the right one to show up. We already bumped two. One was a buck. I'm thinking they push straight back, so I'm hoping they'll circle back around. So we're gonna end this real quick. We're gonna settle in here, and hopefully the right one will come in. Stay tuned. It's a small buck. I got it now. All right, everybody, we are back at it. We got out early this morning, as you've seen, and we've seen, what, 4 bucks?
4 bucks.
I think probably 6 or 7 total deer.
Saw one doe at the very end pop up on us.
Yeah, we kind of walked that ridge just to see if, just to scout and see if we needed to make any changes. But where we are set up on that ridge is probably the best shot angles we got. But
Maybe push back 20 yards.
Yeah. So we watched a 6-point come across real quick. So I don't think I got any film of him. But then as I thought it was him walking away, so I pulled the binos, kind of leaned over, and there was a really nice buck out in that cut. But we didn't have, it was just 15 seconds worth of seeing his antlers. So not the morning we wanted to have, but hey, that's hunting. You go out and you put in the time, and eventually the right one walks by and gives you that perfect shot, and then boom, you're done. So we're out here at Fort Knox. Can't do a lot of filming, so we're just doing some localized filming. For some reason, they don't want you to know about that tree right there, so it's top secret. It's a top secret tree.
Secret squirrel tree.
Secret squirrel tree. Matt's funny. So anyway, can't do a lot of filming out here, so we're not going to do any walking around or filming anything like that. But we are set up. We're all the way at the back of this property, or this track. We have private access. So we just secured that this morning, and so we'll be walking directly from someone's yard into Fort Knox. So that's awesome. I don't think no one else has that. At least I know over here.
Right.
So anyone else that wants to come back here is going to have to make a long trek
and bump them towards us.
Because we're coming in early. So guys, we got it all set up. We got a scrape right down here, fresh within the past 24 hours. It's more of a community scrape, which is what I was looking for. And then about 100 yards down there, we found quite a few rubs, and then one really big cedar tree that was rubbed up on a rub line, and then next to a small scrape. So we were going to set up there, but I couldn't find the right shot angles and getting through all the brush. And next thing you know, we're down too low. So we decided to come all the way back up here. I still think that anything comes through here, this gives us our best opportunity. We've got multiple different shooting areas or opportunities. So good setup, going to be in the blind. And we're going to be sitting right there at 5 a.m. in the morning. So keep hanging in there with us, and hopefully we'll be bringing you some more good action here real shortly. Stay tuned. we saw that spike come in, picture perfect, right to that scrape. Worked that scrape, walked by us at like 10 yards. Never knew we were there. Great setup, no deer. So we pushed to the other side of the property. We walked down where these, there's basically 3 funnels that come, or fingers that come together into this draw right here. And there's 5 major trails all intersecting 45 to 50 yards right below me. I've got Matt on the other ridge, so he can basically see everything to my right that I can't see. I can see everything to his left that he can't see. About 15 yards to my right, there's a mudslide of a trail going from this hill coming down, and then down this, I don't know, this little creek bed. We found a huge buck print and a rub coming right down into here. So it looks like a conversion point. It's only like 12 o'clock, so we're set up plenty early. We're gonna ride this thing out until dark. Hope you keep hanging in there. Fingers crossed we can bring you some really good big old buck action here in just a few minutes from that public land. Stay tuned. All right, everybody, so it's been a grueling 2 days.
Oh my God. You gotta see some of these hills.
Yeah, let me just spin it around. I mean, I know it's not gonna do, but look at that. That's
This side right
yeah,
here.
and we got to do the same thing this way. So had no luck yesterday. Where did we finish up yesterday? Here.
Yeah, right here.
So we started basically over on a pipeline or access trail, logging road, whatever you want to call it. And we seen that little 4-point spike, whatever he is. And that was the only deer we saw. So we did some scouting and we made our way back down through here. And I set up on this hillside. There's a little scrape down here in the bottom. And then Matt set up here in all the shrubs, bush, brush, whatever. And we sat until dark and had no luck. So we got back at it first thing this morning. We were back out here, about 5:30.
About 5:30.
And left Matt in the same spot because we've got 5 trails that basically converge right down here to this bottom of this. Basically, it's the mouth or the beginning of this little creek bed. So Matt was set up here, had a blind set up. I climbed to the top and then pushed over about another 200 yards and set up in the dark, totally blind, never been up there before. So some changes I would have liked to made. I tried to make that change at about 10 o'clock and I popped the hill real slow and I seen orange, so I backed out real quick. Sat there until about 11:30ish.
11:30, 12 o'clock.
Yeah, and then I went back up there to see if that hunter left for lunch, and sure enough, there was no orange there no more. So kind of looked around, but still just didn't see any sign. Like, didn't find any scrapes, didn't find any rubs. So came back here, dropped all our gear except for just the bare essentials. We got on this creek bed and followed it down, and I did a MapQuest on it, and it was right at, what I say, 900 and something, 932 yards, so about half a mile. So we got down there, and then I seen on Onyx that there was a clearing above us, so we worked our way up another hillside up into that clearing.
Through where they logged all that.
Yeah, and then that was just nasty, gnarly, trying to walk through all that log stuff that's been pushed over. And we got into a cedar thicket, and then boom, it was like the world lit up, man. There was rubs and scrapes and tree after tree and just a whole rub line as far,
Everything
fresh.
just happened.
And so we made our way in nice and slow. Had Matt set up about 30 yards from a fresh scrape and a rub. I made it, what did I say I was? I was 274 feet away from you. But basically in the bowl, there was a bedding area with rubs everywhere. And we never bumped anything out that we saw. So I set up, and then we just, not nothing. I literally sat down on that little stump that I was on, and I'm almost positive, I'll have to go back and look, but that same little 4-point spike, whatever, came out and looked at me like no big deal, went on about eating, stopped and looked at me as he ate, and then walked over towards Matt. Matt said he's seen a deer. I'm assuming that's the one it was.
Oh, the same one. I only got one, so.
Yeah. And then, so we had to come all the way back around, get back down here to get our stuff. So we left a little early, and I gotta spin around here, man. My arm's killing me holding the camera. As we're coming out, there's a hunter sitting right on the access trail, and I had actually put a little strip of orange tape up yesterday when we were scouting, on Friday when we were scouting, and he was hunting that orange tape. So I guess he thought it was something good, which there is. There's a good rub line right below him. But he's sitting right on that access trail, and there's only one way for us to get out without going all the way back through that holler. And so
that was not an option.
Yeah. So we walked up and said, "Sorry, man, we're parked this way." And he's like, "No problem." So that's part of hunting public land, you know, especially hunting. If you're going to hunt the access roads, man, you guarantee you're going to get hunters walking by. So long story short, got all our stuff picked up, getting ready to hike all the way back out of here and call it a weekend. We were unsuccessful, but we are successful. I'm successful because I plan on continuing to hunt out here to fill my second buck tag.
I started get my first buck tag.
Matt's going to keep trying to get his statewide on some of my leases in my setup. So I think we'll have success there. And then I'm going to get back early morning one morning and get me a climber, or not get me a climber, bring my climber with me and get up in a tree over top that bedding area. I think I'll be pretty successful with that.
And at least I'll know where you're at, because you'll be here by yourself.
Yeah, and you'll know where I'm at. So all in all, we put in the time, we put in the miles, we put in the work. So we just didn't have the deer to show for it. And to be honest, we haven't bumped a deer that we've seen. And the only deer that we've seen is that little 4-point twice now. And then that hunter that we've seen said he saw a little spike or 4-point right below him. So I think the deer have him trained to run up and down that access and put in fake scrapes. Just because there's like 4 scrapes all the way down through
He's
that
on
access.
lookout, dude.
Yeah, and then he just goes and finds the hunters and goes tells everybody else. But anyway, it's the only deer we saw in 2 days, and from
This is crazy.
sun up to sundown every day. So guys, we're gonna tune out, or we're gonna conclude this episode. We're a little tired.
Grueling 2 days.
Grueling 2 days, that's right.
3 days count scout.
That's right. We were out here Friday too. So we have put in some miles, but we're going to conclude this episode. I'm getting ready to start editing Drew's big hunt with his monster deer. So that should be out hopefully by tomorrow, if not Tuesday. And then I can get this one out to you guys too. So keep tuning in. We still got plenty more tags to fill here in Kentucky. And as always,
Wake up and hunt.
like you said, wake up and hunt.